Hello, happy Saturday. I am a mess right now. Pardon me that I'm sweating. I wanted to turn on the camera because I was just thinking about something that I needed to urgently share with you. It's Saturday and it's scorching hot, and I have been outside working on my garden, playing with my plants um, for most of the morning. My garden is not doing so well this year, and it's before it even got hot. Some of my stuff is not blooming. So moving some pot around, moving some things around. I just dug out, way over there in the distance by the fence. I had a rose bush that is not doing so well. I've had that rose bush. See my flowers. They're just not doing so hot, and they're just not blooming. Excuse the mess. I'm in the process of working on my garden. Bush over there. I've had it for, I forget if it's 1 or 2 years. And I had it on a pot, and I just got tired of seeing it on that pot, and so I dug a hole to put it in the ground. And as I took it out of the pot, as I went to pull it out of the pot, I realized that there was the two big roots that had broken through the pot and already dug themselves into the ground. And oh, I hope I don't lose that rose bush. Oh well, if I do, hopefully not. Hopefully I can save that. I've already put it in the ground. So taking a little break, drinking my Vive for lunch. Taking a break under my little tree here, and as I'm sitting here, I started feeling anxious. I have been feeling anxious on and off all morning, and the reason that I have been feeling anxious is because I'm working through feelings of getting over a breakup. So I'm going to share something super personal with you, that in hopes that it'll help you. I have been struggling to get over this breakup for almost a year. I to the point where I'm refusing to let go, even though the other person has already moved on. But here's the important part. I have known since last August that I was going to struggle to get over this breakup because I had to face some childhood trauma that I have. I've known that since last August. Um, I've just struggled through. I have struggled for almost a year to get over that childhood trauma. So how do you get over it? You uncover, which I've known what the trauma was. I'm very well aware. I'm 51. I'm very well aware of my past. I've just been working through through that through accepting that trauma, in order to heal myself, in order to heal my my shadow child, is what the therapy that I'm doing right now is calling that. I'm currently doing two therapies. um, and I'll do a separate video to share with you the therapies that I'm doing, because I have found them extremely helpful. And so as I was working through one of my therapies last night, um, uncovering my shadow child, me as the child, that where the trauma started when I was a kid. Victimhood came up. I don't like to hear people make themselves a victim. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But I am so good at making myself a victim. I'm an expert at making myself a victim. So here I am today, sitting down under my tree, feeling a little anxious, thinking about what's going on with the other person, and making myself a victim. I immediately went to, maybe he didn't love me all this time, for this past 6 years. And how could he have gone so far? How could he have done that? And of course, as soon as I said that to myself, I recognized it and I said, stop. You're making yourself a victim. Stop. Because again, I have known all along, since since last August, that what that person is going through has nothing to do with me, because he's dealing with his own childhood trauma. He's dealing with his own monsters. And so it has nothing to do with me. So why, oh why, do I make myself a victim? Something that I am extremely good at. Something that I have been doing for years, making myself a victim. Well, I learned last night that victimhood, you project, you are simply projecting to whatever person whatever trauma was whatever trauma you have. So in my case, my trauma comes from my parents, which most of us have childhood trauma because of our parents. Unfortunately, none of us are perfect, and we're born with this perfect little angel, and all of us, uh, no matter how happy our marriage is, do something to cause some trauma to the kids. I know I've done it to my kids. My parents did it to me. So when I make myself a victim, whether if it's uh, whoever it is, most of the time when I've done it, it's with my partner. So my ex-husband, my ex-boyfriend, making myself a victim. I am simply projecting onto them as a shadow child, as my me as a child, projecting to them the pain that I felt from my parents. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I will make a longer video when I'm not sweating, to tell you what I've learned from that therapy. But when we are making ourselves victims, we are merely projecting something from our past. Um, and so, how do you not make yourself a victim? Because shit happens. Shit, life happens. And I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. I'm 51 and I can go back in my life and said, I hate that that happened. I hate that that happened. I hate that that happened. And I hate that that happened. But I'm sure glad this happened. And this would have happened if that would have happened. I, and I'll do another video about that. And so everything happens for a reason. Shit happens. Shit doesn't happen to you because you're a victim. Shit just happens. So when we're making ourselves a victim, how do we get out of that to not go through life as a victimhood? Because when you go through life as a victimhood, you are projecting to your life bad stuff, and you are blocking all the good stuff that's supposed to be coming to you. The law of attraction. You attract what you think about. So don't think about being a victim, and recognize what is it that you're projecting. What is it that you're projecting to that person, to that situation from your past? And how do you not make yourself a victim? We heal our past. We heal our past and we realize what a fucking great humans, adults we have become. And we heal our past. So more to come. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday.